Hi everyone, welcome to yet another episode of Set to Succeed. And right here with me is Archna. We all know that when it comes to getting onto a lifestyle change, you do want your workouts sorted out. You want your health sorted out with eating well. But the main thing I think personally is one thing that everybody needs to know. It's your mental health. It affects you in many, many ways. So today, Archana is going to join me and we're going to ask her a few questions, but seems like she has more for me because on this journey to Set to Succeed, she's going to be there with me on the 6-month journey. So let's see what she's got for me. And Archana, welcome aboard. How are you doing?
Thanks, Vanna. I'm well. How are you doing?
Not bad at all. So she's all the way from UK, but I actually personally know her from Nairobi. And yeah, you are on a lockdown basis, I must say, right now, right?
Yes, we are since on and off for the last 1 year now, coming to a year. Yeah.
This hopefully will stop and something or some cure will come. And especially in Kenya. Kenya is a bit different, I would say, because
it's very relaxed there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit relaxed, but we're still wearing our masks, we're sanitizing, we're doing all that. But I think the whole point of a lockdown needs more mental health to be properly strong than anything else. But so she's a life coach. And how long have you been doing this?
Let me just give you a very quick history. By profession, I'm actually a risk consultant, and coaching is something I've done on and off for the last 4 to 5 years now, as you're aware. On and off because I moved to the UK some years back and made a conscious decision to sort of establish myself before taking it up again. But since last year, since lockdowns began all over the world, a lot of people found themselves at home and with a lot of time to suddenly think about their well-being, mental or physical health, their fitness, and various other things, really. So online coaching became a very sought-after service, really. So that's about the same time that I sprang back up. And since then, I have registered myself as a coach with the Canadian Institute. I'm not at liberty to say the name here, but I believe you'll be giving my details out later on so people can get in touch with me if they like. And I also offer, on a personal basis, coaching services. So what I focus on is wellness and lifestyle coaching, as well as relationship coaching. These can have a lot of overlap. People don't realize that because often your habits, your lifestyle, the things you do on a daily basis can impact on an existing relationship. And sometimes an existing relationship can affect the kind of decisions you make about what life you're going to live, what kind of lifestyle you're going to live, right? So anyway, I have separated the two, but they are what I offer. And like I said, often the two become intertwined.
Thank you for taking me on board again one more time.
Thank you. Thank you for remembering me again.
So this time around, it's actually to do with my lifestyle change. Of course, I am going to be on the healthy meal plan. I am going to be with metabolic balance. The plan will be there, but apart from that, also an exercise routine. But I think from how things have been, the main thing is to get this part right so that you know that you're going to keep this going. It takes a lot of work, I must say.
Because it's our very first session, maybe I would like to understand more of what journey you're embarking on, what it is that's made you take up this entire exercise, what has motivated you. And so based on that, I'm going to ask you a few questions. I might take notes and let's see what you have to say. Yeah.
Okay.
So the first question would be, what is it that you're hoping to achieve for yourself? Tell me a little bit about how you're hoping, or rather what you're hoping, the outcome of this is going to be.
Okay, so I think in regards to this question, when I started losing weight, in the start, I was like, I got to do this to look good, to fit in my clothes, to do all sorts of things. But I think after you turn 30, your priorities change, things change. So the main thing that I'm trying to achieve from this specific goal is to actually get healthy. I've noticed lately because of my weight. I have knee issues if I'm sitting in traffic and I'm, Nairobi traffic. So while
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
sitting in traffic, my knee is hurting. I have back issues because all my weight goes towards my stomach area. So my back always hurts. So more than the whole idea of, you know, losing weight, fitting into clothes and all that and looking good, which everybody wants to, but
Yeah.
the idea is to get healthy, honestly. This time round, it's like, hey, I need to get healthy.
That makes sense. Makes sense. So as opposed to just it being all about appearance, it's also to do with how you're feeling health wise, and you sort of want
Exactly.
to improve that so that you can feel better. Okay. Have you tried this sort of, I wouldn't call it experiment, but have you tried something like this before? How has it gone? If yes, you have.
Okay, honestly, this is good. So people who know me know that I've always been somebody. So I should say this, okay? When my dad passed away, I was like 20
Okay.
years old. And one of the things I've realized, I'm an emotional eater. If I get stressed, I start eating, okay? And I've done this on and off, on and off. But what you've just asked, to answer your question, this is the thing. Yes, I've tried it. But I think when I sit down and I think about why it didn't work back in the day, is because I always had this whole sort of thing, because it's my birthday, I need to lose weight. Because I'm going to get married, I need to lose the weight. Because I have somebody who's told
Right.
me I don't look good, I look. This is the first time I have no
Yeah.
I have no birthdays coming up. I have no big birthday. Birthday is a big thing for me, but I have no, like, I have to get married, I have to get kids, nothing. The only thing that's running in my head right now, I want to get healthy. So I think this time
Okay.
around, hopefully, it's the right mindset, I should say.
Okay. Okay. That makes sense. And when you tried it out before,
Mhm.
was there anything that you found had helped you particularly? Any sort of things that you focused on, whether there was any technique that you used? Was there anything in particular you remember that was helpful to you from that time?
Yeah, I think there's a friend of mine, Preeti. When I had this whole, group, we all used to go because all my friends at that specific time were going to the gym. So I would go,
Okay.
right? So I think that circle is important. But as soon as, so this friend of mine actually has shifted to UK. But as soon as she left, it was like, oh, now I get another set of friends who are like all like drinking buddies and we party a lot. So it changes with that. You get what I'm saying?
Of course. You know, they say that you're the average, I think that's what they say, you're the average product
Of
of
5 people
five
you hang.
people you spend most time with. Yeah,
True.
yeah.
It's a true fact.
So, okay, so you think that the one thing that did work was having people around you that was sort of on the same sort of journey
Right.
or were looking for similar outcomes.
Right.
Okay. And what do you wish had gone better or differently?
I think trying to handle my emotions better, because what I've realized, like I said, I'm one person. When I'm in a stressful environment, I will eat my heart out and I just don't stop. I just keep eating and then there's no stop point. So I think there's that
Okay.
part where I have this point where I get stressed, then I don't realize where I have to stop. Or even if it's in my head, but I don't take action to it.
Right. Okay. So there is a point at which you sort of lose control
That's correct.
when your emotions are concerned.
Yes.
That's when it probably starts to all go down, I'm guessing.
Right. Yes.
And does that
Majorly.
then stay for an extended period, or are you able to stop yourself eventually and say, no, this is enough, for a day or two, and I'm going to get back?
As much as I keep saying, yes, I'll go back and everything, trust me, for 3 years, I should say this. So we had Aarti Chandarana, who was a Zumba instructor. When she started off her
Right.
journey, I told her,
Yeah.
oh, I'm going to start with you. I had Diane who came on board. She lost her weight. I
Okay.
was like, I'm going to
Okay.
start with you. But
Yeah.
for some odd reason, at that specific time, just that, I don't know what it was. It's just a stress. Honestly speaking, I've gone like, when you get married. So I need to tell you this. When it comes to Indian kids in Kenya, we are very spoiled. Okay. So when you shift from your mother's house, you're taking care of the whole household. So I just got married 3 years back. So when I got married,
Okay.
first we got into, oh, you're the newlywed. So we would go eating out. I'll get back on track. I'll get back on track. Never happened. Then after that, we shifted to a place called Athi River. So we moved a bit further
Yeah.
away from the city and
Okay.
started handling the household. And, just because you're at work and you don't know how to do it because your mother's cook for you, right? So you get home, everything is ready. And over here, you
True.
have to do it yourself. So the whole thing
Yeah.
of adjusting and then ordering in was like a thing. We would order in or over the weekend just to make something quick, it's always unhealthy things are always very, very quick. Yeah?
Okay.
So that's the thing that
Right.
has not helped much.
Okay, that actually brings me to my next question. How do you think your existing lifestyle is going to fit in with the whole exercise? Is it going to help? Is there going to be a lot of challenges? Do you see having to make a lot of change to the way in which you're currently living? First answer that, and then I'll ask you the next bit.
For sure. It's going to be challenging.
Yeah.
From where I work, it takes 2 hours going in traffic because we have road construction going on, and then 2 hours
Right.
coming back. So by the time I get home, it's like 6-ish. But I am ready to take that commitment of changing this because trust me, the unhealthy part of it, of just not feeling, as much as we say we're stuck in traffic, we have a busy lifestyle, all that. But then by the time you're home, I know I feel that, oh my God. Or even when you're working, you don't have the energy level, no matter how much cup of coffees you take, you know what I mean? So yeah,
True.
this is just one of those things that I want to change for sure. So it will fit in. Whether it doesn't, I have to make sure it fits in.
Okay. So eventually we're going to have to list out the things that you hope to make a change around and how it is that you plan to undertake that change. Yeah.
Right.
And in terms of your environment, so it could be your spouse, it could be your closest friends, it could be, your mom. But in terms of all of these people that you interact with all the time, how do you think they are going to help you in your journey?
That's a good question.
I don't mean what they're doing for you.
Yes.
But,
the
are you going to have to make a lot of adjustments to sort of cope with the fact that they might be, living in a sort of a different manner compared to you while you're undertaking this whole exercise? Or do you think there's not going to be too much change where the environment, where the people are concerned?
Okay, so one thing for sure, before I started this journey, so like I said, I started on 1st of Feb, okay? The reason why I started on 1st of Feb was after my birthday, I actually set my husband down. I told him, listen, I got to make this change. You're going to help me. It took some time for him to understand the whole thing because he's a cook. He loves cooking and he loves feeding me.
Wow.
Clearly. Clearly, I'm gained the weight because of that. But I think apart from that, COVID is really one thing. I know it's really bad. Many people are going through this really bad situation. But I think somehow it's helped with the fact that we're not meeting up with people. So I don't have that environment where I would be exposed to a lot. And I'm hoping while I'm on this journey, it's going to be okay. But then I think maybe we need your help later on when the environment changes.
Okay, so for now, you do see yourself getting the right kind of support.
Yes.
From your husband and anybody else involved. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that's good to know. And overall, what value do you think this adds to your life, or who you aspire to be, as an individual? Maybe think about, whether that's being a daughter, whether that's being a wife, whether that's being a good friend. What value does it bring to the person that you are and to the people around you? You losing or getting to your desired sort of health, let's say that, not losing weight.
Right. The word value on its own is just something that's like, okay, so what value I'd love to add to myself and everybody else around me, I've noticed since I have gained the weight, when you have your own self-talk, there's so much negativity. And it's a true fact. When you have negativity in you, you tend to create negative environments around you. But I've noticed one thing in these 3 years that I have gained the weight, I am a more angry person than I used to be. Like even my husband tells me, what's happening with you? And be like, I don't know. So it's basically the whole day of thinking about my weight, how I look, all the negative talk where you have, oh, I'm not that
Yep.
pretty, all
Yep.
that.
Yep. Yep.
And somebody tells me just one thing and I'd be like, just, and it's just crazy.
Okay.
So the value that I want to get out of this, apart from getting healthy, of course, is that I
Yeah.
want to be the person I used to be. I'm a very jovial, happy-go-lucky person. But I think
Yes.
recently I've lost that. So the value is just to go back to who I actually truly am, and also give that
Okay.
to the family that I am with, of course, and my and my friends as well. So that's the value I want to gain out of this.
Okay, so be maybe a bit more controlled in terms of your thoughts, your language, and who you project yourself to be as a person to those around you. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And what is the plan of action? What options do you think that you have in undertaking this whole endeavor? Why have you picked those particular or that particular option? Let's start with, what is the plan of action first?
Man, you sound like a teacher right now, but it's all good. It's like those stressful questions where you're like, yes, I do have a plan of action, or an interview where they see, where do you see yourself from 5 years from now? And you're like, okay. So but the real thing is that, to be serious, the plan of action, obviously, I know that it's a 6 months goal. Okay. I know one thing that hasn't worked.
Okay.
One thing that hasn't worked for me is that when I think of the bigger picture, that I need to lose 20 kilos, so I've broken down my goals into monthly goals and weekly goals. So apart from the fact that the scale is not going to go down, I actually am not worried about the scale. Honestly, before it used to be, I want to lose the weight. I need to sit on the scale, what. I actually want to get healthy. Like the one goal I have is to cycle. I haven't cycled in God knows how long. I see all these kids cycling here because of the lockdown. So that's my goal. Apart from that, I'm on the metabolic balance plan. I'm a metabolic balance coach myself, where I have helped people lose their weight, get onto a healthy lifestyle journey. But it's easier when you have to get other people doing it, because you can push them, but you can't push yourself. So you're going to help me with this one. And the exercise plan. I've not kept like crazy goals of 7 days a week or anything. There's the rest period you need to have. I know all that. But I've done it as a 5-day working out plan, and not anything extreme. What will work for me? Because what I personally feel, I'm just saying this because I personally feel what people do is they go into some crazy workout and then they injure themselves because you're like heavy, and you go and start working out to an extreme level, which makes it really, really bad for obviously all your knees and all that. I've had it in the past, is why my knees still hurt.
Yeah.
So this time around, pole. No,
that's good.
No rush this time round. So that's the whole plan of action that I have for this specific one, so that I'm set to succeed.
Okay. I like the fact that you're not obsessed about it. Probably that you want to take it easy, but enjoy yourself while you achieve your goals. So I'm guessing that what you're trying to say is you're going to be focusing on your eating habits.
Right.
Yeah. You're going to be focusing on the activities that you undertake. Hopefully do more fun activities that you find sort of enjoyable, but which are also helping you get fitter. That's what I've understood so far.
Right.
And you're going to be working out as well.
Yes.
Yeah. And your diet is going to be controlled through what you call the metabolic balance.
Yes.
Plan, right?
Right.
Okay. And so you say you're going to be calibrating all this on a weekly basis or monthly basis. How will you know that you've got there? So if you were to break it down, say, for every 2 weeks, if you were to consider how far you've come, or let's say every month, how will you know that you are getting to your desired goals or mini goals or sub goals? How will you know?
Okay. So apart from, as much as I'm saying, I'm not going to see the scale for this specific show, obviously I'd need to show what's happening. But apart from that, I think one of the things that I really want to check, so this is a true fact. If I go up the stairs, a flight of stairs, I'm out of energy. I'd be like huffing and puffing and blowing the house down. Not going to happen. But yeah, it's one of those things, So I'm actually seeing the way you said, like in 2 weeks, I want to see if I can run a distance and keep checking if I can run without, getting out of breath.
Yes. So I'm expecting from you then that sort of breakdown to understand what you're hoping to achieve every week or every 2 weeks. We will basically be talking every 2 weeks. Okay. And we'll try and set goals every time that we speak. And then when we come back, we will see how far you've moved since the last time that we chatted. But okay. I want to know, is there any other kind of specialist you have on board or anybody guiding you? Or are you doing this in a way that you feel comfortable with the knowledge that you already have by yourself?
I actually am doing this on my own with the knowledge I have. Like I said, I'm a metabolic balance coach. Yes. So I have the diet plan. I shouldn't say diet. Wrong word. Health plan, I should say. It's actually a plan. Okay. The word diet is just wrong, but it's just a plan that will help me. And I'm actually going through an exercise plan that I've paid for. So it's like a whole thing that I'm going to be following and obviously checking that I'm going through it for the 5 days of the week.
Okay, great. So as part of this, I would also like you to have personal or lifestyle goals, because anybody doing such an important thing makes a few changes in their daily life, to help them get closer to their overall objective. It could mean, learning to have more control over a bad habit. It could mean understanding yourself better through maybe a practice such as meditation or going for more walks, as you've just said. It could be anything that helps at a mental and emotional level, right? And which you hope to become a more permanent part of your life. So that's something that I would want you to focus on as well. So it's not just about what you're eating and how much you're moving, but also anything else that enhances your goal and your life, such that you're able to have sustainable changes. I'd like you to think about that anyway. And anything else really, any part of your life that you think will go hand in hand with this goal, that you think should be, you should have more awareness over, more visibility over. Give a thought to that. Because we want an overall approach, so that when you are making these changes, you're able to do it with control and an understanding of what factors impact your eating habits, your exercise habits, your well-being, etc.
Sit down and
and
think about
we'll also definitely, and we'll also have a look at your plan to see whether or not you've broken it down correctly and in a manner that allows you to gauge that you're actually moving forward.
True.
So I'll give you some time to create that plan, and then we'll have a look at it. And then we'll see where you've come 2 weeks from now. I think that's what we'll do.
Okay. Sounds good. It sounds good.
Okay. Good to know. Is there anything you'd like to ask before probably we close this conversation?
I think the one thing that you mentioned, meditation, I think this has been there for a very long time. Everyone does it. My mom's like a super meditator, I should say. But, I know it's part of the mental health, helping it out in terms of focusing and all that. How does one actually start meditation?
You know what? There is so many ways to do it. And there are so many different, so you could be doing it really even while, do you remember when we had spoken many years ago? I had asked you what activity at home you do that sort of puts you in a calm mindset. And you said,
you remember this?
Yes, I do. You said washing utensils, right?
Yes, it's true.
It helps you just, I think you said it helped you get more mindful.
True.
I remember that. And I said, whenever you're doing it, then enjoy that moment, have those minutes to yourself and just get into it, right? So it can be done at the end of, say, an exercise that you've picked out for yourself, whether that's a walk, that's a jog. It could be done early in the morning, whenever you feel at calm and when you think you have some minutes to yourself. It could be done even as a start. It could be done just with maybe 5 minutes in hand. you know, because a lot of people find it difficult to sit for a full 10 minutes to focus on
Of course.
just a meditation practice. So the thing is, you need to begin somewhere. That's what's important,
Right.
right?
Right.
And whether that's, yeah, pick a time of your choice, pick a time when you feel completely calm, pick, you know, a moment when you think you're not going to be disturbed. And to begin with, just pick 2 minutes, even 2 minutes is fine, but do
Yeah.
it. Okay, and then let that sort of increase over time. I find for myself that the best times are after I've done, you know, an intense activity, whether it's a short jog or whether that's a long hike, or a practice of yoga. I tend to do yoga quite a bit. So at the end of it, I find that, you know, I'm already in a state where I'm feeling good, I'm feeling calm, I'm feeling focused. And so I take an additional 5 to 10 minutes and I just meditate. I focus on my breathing, or I focus on any intention I might have set for myself, and, you know, just sort of meditate on that. So there's a number of ways. It's about finding what works for you and giving it a go as opposed to thinking too much about it.
It's so crazy that you brought up. I'm telling you, this lady has a great memory. This story that I told her must have been like 7 years back. And you know, the
Well, I was impressed.
Yeah, you know, the funny
Impressed
thing
that you
is,
knew that.
I don't
about you.
even wash utensils anymore. Maybe I should start. I really should, because it used to be. Look, we have people who have their own way of meditating, but the good thing about this utensil washing business is that you are so focused on the fact that, you know, it needs to get clean, it needs to be perfect, and you clean it out and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, you wait and watch. I'm going to do a video on this.
Good. Good, because if you find initially you find it hard to meditate,
Right.
get an activity like that, and just be mindful about whatever it is you're doing. If you're going for a walk, you know, observe the trees, try and think of the fresh air you're taking in, and just be in the moment. That's a good way to start. Being mindful. Yeah.
I think the main thing is when your mind goes away. So
and that keeps happening in whatever activity you're doing during the day. Your mind is all over the place, right? So bring it back and try and do that. Yeah.
Okay.
I hope that helps.
That surely helps, and you brought back memories. So I'm definitely going to take this up. But I will meet you back in, I guess, 2 weeks.
Yes. Yeah. Let's do that. Yeah.
Okay.
And we hope to hear how your journey has been between now and then, and what you've incorporated into your life since then.
Okay. Sounds perfect. So anybody who is thinking of why we're making this something that I'm discussing my personal part of my life, my journey to this. But these are the questions that you should be answering. Whatever Archna has picked out are actually perfect questions. So this is something you should be asking yourself. She's given us the best base of figuring out why you want it, how you want it, and what's going to be the goal and value. I love that question. The value that you're going to add. So ask yourself those questions, jot it down, put it down, and then you can also start this journey with me. If you want to, all you got to do is get onto the Facebook page, Set to Succeed. If not, of course, if you haven't already, subscribe here. But before I do let you go, Archna, one of the things I want to ask you is, where can people get in touch with you?
Okay, so Facebook, Instagram, Archna Dhanak, or there is my personal email address. That's archna.dhanak@gmail.com. And I will definitely respond back and we'll take it from there.
Okay, perfect. So thank you so much for your time. I'll see you back in 2 weeks.
Thanks.